Welcome to IDB, my friends. It is Andrew here, and we have the Garmin Dashcam 65W. There are a few others in this line. We have the 65W. That W just stands for wide angle lens. This has a 180-degree field of view, which is pretty crazy for a dash camera. Most are 140, 150, 65. 180 is pretty awesome. It also has a ton of other really neat features that worked pretty well. My favorite was the ability to use the voice control. We've looked at other dash cams and you had to hit a button or do something else specific if you wanted to save a piece of footage. But with a Garmin, I can simply just say, hey Garmin, save video. Hey Garmin, take a picture. Hey Garmin, start a Travelapse. Any of those commands will work just fine, and they worked pretty good in my testing. Of course, if I had the radio really high, not too well, but otherwise, it worked pretty spot on. They do include a charger in the box, though it's just micro USB. It plugs into the actual, the car charger, but the only problem is I wish that it wasn't connected. I wish it was kind of like a separate USB cable and then that audio plug or auto plug, because I love the 90-degree end on here. It makes this fit into your car so much easier. When this is attached to the side of the Garmin, it makes it a whole lot nicer to have that wire run straight up and hide nice and clean. Keeps everything looking good. The problem is I don't want to use that. I want to plug it into the USB port of my car or put in like a 2 USB port car jacks. That way I can have more things plugged in. So it is a little bit of a downside, but really the solution is just putting in a different USB cable. I had one, I put it in, and it worked just fine. The body of the camera itself is rather small, and it reminds me pretty much of a GoPro. It just has the large lens on one side, the adapter for the stand on the one side, the speaker, microphone, micro SD card port on one side, several buttons down the other, and the micro USB on the other side to power it up. And then of course the large screen in the back. It is not a touchscreen, but the interface is very easy to use. There's not a lot of in-depth menus. The top one acts as like a back button, the bottom one acts as a select button or used to save a video, and the other two are simply arrows. Tap one of those arrow buttons to move up and down and view all the different controls and stuff that you have on the camera. The primary menu just gives you gallery, Travelapse, settings, and voice control. I think it's really all you have. If you go into those like gallery allows you to use the VIRB, the Garmin application. You can use that to save videos and share them really easily. It connects over Wi-Fi while you're in the car. You have saved videos, which are any that you saved in particular. These will not get erased. But aside from these saved videos, if we go back, we also have parked videos. Parked videos require a different USB port, which basically has a charger in there. Power, so it'll keep powered on and record videos and stuff while you're not in the car. Then we have Travelapse. They're really cool, and we will look at those at the end with some sample footage, but those are neat. Then we have unsaved videos. So these are just all recorded in the background. Nothing important happening. We didn't save them. They just automatically got recorded by the camera, but I can go through and save them after the fact. Like, oh no, that was really cool. I should have saved that. You can go ahead and bring that footage back. Of course, over time, these will get overwritten. It just depends on how large of a memory card you have. To save them, simply hit that pause button, then scroll down to save, and it'll just save it into your saved videos. This makes it easy to view when you're trying to share them because they get separated out into those different categories: unsaved, saved, Travelapse, and photos. Based on some of the interfaces we've seen for dash cameras, I actually really like this. It is very smooth, easy to understand, just forward, back buttons, up and down, and very shallow menus. The menus don't get really deep and complicated when you're trying to navigate them, which is pretty much what you want if you're trying to do this in the car at any time, whether or not you're driving, which I hope that you're not. Installing was really simple as well. It just uses a little sticky foot. It does not use a suction cup, and you just pretty much mount it on your dash. Now you do want to mount this as forward as possible. I put it a little bit farther back, especially for the video, because my camera was struggling to see it as I put it farther forward. But remember, it has that 180-degree field of view. So if you pull this back at all, you're going to start to get the bars of your car in the shot, which isn't a big deal. You're still getting a ton of footage, but it is important that you do put that up as forward as you can to reduce the amount of your car in the shots. It will work vertically or upside down. It will automatically rotate itself depending on where you put it. So if you mount it to your dash or to the windshield itself. And what's really neat is, I know a lot of people are worried this could get stolen, especially have it like right there in your dash. Luckily, this little, I don't know what you call it, the foot here, this is actually magnetic. It holds your camera super well, but you can just pull that off. It also allows you to change the orientation because you can rotate it because of that hexagon. So I can change the orientation of the camera based on where I put it. their settings in the camera itself, whether you're lining in the center, to the right, or the left of your dashboard, and how high your car is. So a lot of really easy settings to use, and you can move it around and of course take it off and hide it when you're not in the car, when you're not driving. So here is some sample footage. It looks really nice. All that information on the bottom can be completely removed. You don't need that information. That is an option in the settings if you want to have that data overlay. It's really great for accidents or something, because you can see exactly when it happened and where it happened, because it has that longitude and latitude GPS information in there and what speed you're going. So it's got 29, 24, 17, 5. It's got that miles per hour information on there too. So if you're using this for insurance purposes, or if you see an accident or something, or you're in an accident, this is all vital information. So it's great that they include that on the footage. Now, it was raining, which kind of sucked because it messed up a lot of the automatic features. It did not do very well in the rain with some of the high-end features that it has. For instance, it'll automatically let you know if you are drifting out of your lane. It kind of has a lane guidance situation going on there. 2, it'll automatically let you know if the traffic in front of you has resumed driving when you're at a stoplight. So if you're stoplight and you're not paying attention and the car in front of you goes, it'll beep at you letting you know that that car has resumed driving, traffic has resumed again. It'll automatically let you know if there's about to be a collision. So if the car in front of you stops and it notices that car getting next to you very, very quickly, it'll beep at you, letting you know, getting your attention there, a collision could be imminent. And of course, the most common one, which is the automatic incident detection. Using that GPS and everything else, it'll track all of that and record anything that it knows was an accident, or that it assumes was an accident. Several of these didn't work in the rain. Basically, the lane guidance and the stoplight warning. Those two I did not get to work in the rain, but the collision warning I did get to work, and a few of the others. This is the Travelapse, which it basically just starts a time lapse of your trip and then automatically puts it together into a time lapse video for you. It's really, really cool, and it's fun to share. So if you go on a road trip, especially out in the country or something, all of that will look really, really nice, better than my rainy day footage. I did, after further testing, I moved my camera down a little bit and closer to the front when I was not filming, and I was able to get a lot of those detection features to work a lot better when it knew more precisely where the road was. So it can just take some tinkering to get to work better, but this has so far been my favorite dash cam that we've tested. You can find it at the link below in the description, and let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. If you have a favorite dash cam, throw it up there as well. Go ahead and subscribe, and until next time, it's Andrew for IDB.